Once you've unboxed the refrigerator, check that you have all of the additional components required for the installation. Check the alcove within the cabinetry has been prepared to an overall height of 72 inches, an overall width of 36 inches, and a minimum depth of 25 inches. The recommended placement of the power and water connection is in the space above the alcove. Alternatively, the connections can be in the adjacent cabinet either side of the alcove. When installing custom panels on the non-ice and water model, check the panel measurements to ensure they are 44 and 7/32 of an inch by 17 3/4 of an inch for the door panels, and 23 and 15/32 of an inch by 35 and 21 32 of an inch for the drawer panel. Panels must be between the thickness of 5/8 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch. The maximum weight of the top door panel cannot exceed 22 pounds. And the maximum weight of the bottom drawer panel cannot exceed 21 pounds. Check the pilot holes have been correctly prepared for brackets on each panel. Install 3 trim brackets on each side of the alcove, one 4 inches measured from the top of the alcove, one measured 4 inches from the bottom of the alcove, and one measured 35 inches also from the bottom of the alcove. Break off the datum lip to each bracket and fix 3/4 of an inch from the front edge on each height, marked using 2 wood screws for each bracket. The anti-tip bracket needs to be installed to ensure the refrigerator does not tip. To apply the bracket, firstly project the top front edge of the finished enclosure to the center of the back wall. Then subtract 1 1/4 of an inch. This will give you the placement to make the marking for the anti-tip bracket. Place the bracket so the bottom edge of the contact surface sits on the mark. Ensure the bracket is secured to structural beams or wall studs closest to the center of the alcove. The bracket needs to overlap the refrigerator by a minimum of 2 3/8 of an inch. A solid wooden spacer is required when the 2 3/8 of an inch overlap cannot be achieved. For solid wall installation, ensure masonry plugs and screws are used. To connect the water, you will need a water hose and faucet fitting that complies with your local plumbing regulations. Ensure the power is not connected when connecting the water. Pull the water hose through the back left corner to the front of the refrigerator. Dislodge the PLV from the clips underneath the front and then firmly insert the hose into the PLV at least 5/8 of an inch. Once the hose is inserted, gently pull on the hose to ensure it's locked and then attach the locking key. Mount the PLV back onto the bracket underneath the front of the refrigerator and ensure the hoses are clipped into place. Connect the water supply to the faucet connection using the appropriate connection adapter and turn on. Once the water has been connected, attach the power cord clip to the back of the refrigerator and then connect the power cord to the power socket. Once the power cord has been connected, secure excess cord to the clip at the back of the refrigerator. Slide the refrigerator into the alcove. Ensure the water pipe and electrical cords are kept away from the sharp corners. The water hose will coil up to help prevent kinking. You should feel the refrigerator slide in under the anti-tip bracket. Gently remove the hinge covers from the top hinges. Put the hinge covers to one side for later. The refrigerator now needs to be aligned so all 4 rollers are supported on the floor, and the refrigerator is flush with the front of the cabinetry. Use a 7 1/16 of an inch hex socket to turn the bottom supports. One full turn is equivalent to a 1 1/16 of an inch height adjustment. Insert the side trim into the gap between the refrigerator and the cabinet with the lip facing outwards. To prepare the door panels, firstly attach the handles and then the brackets. Attach the handles to the 3 panels through the pilot holes. For custom panels, use the specifications supplied with the panels. When the handles have been attached, fit the hanging bracket through the pilot holes using the M5 by 14 Mush Phillips screws. When fitting the hanging bracket to the custom panels, use the washer screws. Once the hanging bracket has been fitted, fit the side brackets and straps using the same screws as the hanging bracket. Repeat the above step so both door panels have a hanging bracket and 4 side brackets and straps. The drawer panel also has a hanging bracket with 2 side brackets and straps. To hang the door panels, start by securing the top studs into the refrigerator doors. Ensure the open end faces the top. Then secure the 4 side screws midway in both doors and 2 side screws for the drawer. Once the top studs and side screws have been secured, hang the door panel onto the top studs and then align the side bracket forks in the body of the side screws. Align the door flush with the adjacent cabinetry, then adjust the height of the door panels by turning the top stud clockwise to raise or anti-clockwise to lower. Once the door panels are flush, secure the top studs using the M8 washer and nut. Then tighten the side studs to secure the side brackets. Firstly, you will need to attach the visual display module to the door panel. To attach the visual display module, thread the harness through the door panel and ensure the grommet is engaged correctly. Then, angle the top tabs of the display module into the door panel. Press in the lower tabs while keeping the harness free of pinching. Press in until you feel the display module clip in securely. Make sure the display module is flush with the door panel. And then connect the visual door module harness onto the door, making sure it clips securely. Remove the water tube from the holder on the door. Take the water hose and firmly press it onto the spigot on the back of the door panel until the marked line is not visible. Lastly, attach the door panel using the same process as the non-ice and water model. Secure the refrigerator to the cabinetry to the ceiling of the alcove using the wood screws. Replace the hinge cap by angling it to the hinge and pressing firmly while sliding into place. Ensure the cap is installed correctly and is flush with the product. The water filter is installed in behind the kick strip. Open the freezer drawer to gain access to this area. Remove the protective cap from the filter and then slide into place. Use the filter tool to tighten. Before fitting the kick strip, ensure the front feet are sitting level on the ground. Make any required adjustments. Fit the kick strip filter onto the rails and slide in. Align the kick strip grill onto the hooks and push firmly until it clips securely into place. Attach the mounting covers to hide the top studs and side studs by pressing into the slots in the brackets.